The adultery website ashleymadison.com was hacked and some of the data of its users briefly leaked. What are the implications of that? Nancy Shemtov is a matrimonial attorney with Shemtov, Moss & Foreman, and she joins me now. Nice to see you, Nancy.
Thank you for having me.
So let's say you find your spouse's name is among those leaked briefly, and you actually see it. Is that grounds for divorce?
No.
Why not?
Adultery, it's grounds for divorce if you choose to get divorced, but under New York state law, there is no reason that adultery would give you any more money, any less money. Seeing somebody's spouse on the website, they can sue and say that you wouldn't even have proof of adultery.
Well, that's, I guess, the next question. It's not proof if it's just a name and data, right?
Right, and I've had a lot of clients who have come in and they said, well, I just wanted to see how marketable I was, so they'll post their picture as a lot of their defenses.
The whole internet age is, I'm sure, opening up a can of worms for you in terms of where the lines are in terms of catching a cheater, maybe.
It's almost, there are no lines, and not only are you people catching a cheater, but there's a lot of implications as to seeing somebody reach out to their old prom date, a lot of accusations that aren't true, a lot of love you see you later to somebody that they just know from work. So it's giving everybody a lot of insecurity.
So is there any precedent for somebody who has pursued a case that began in terms of a cyber accusation or text or something like that? What's the precedent for people that use that kind of data?
Absolutely. They come to my office somewhat hysterical, whether they're the one who's caught or the one who is suspect, with printouts. We have a lot of Ashley Madison printouts in our office as well as other cyber sites, and they will either look at the history, they'll say, I believe my spouse is cheating, what can I do? Usually irate, I want everything. I want the house, he or she should walk away with absolutely nothing. So then that's when we have to explain that the law is that cheating in itself is not a reason to get everything. And to quote one judge, she said, Judge Gesmer actually said that if the people didn't cheat, I would have nobody in my courtroom.
So what advice do you give to somebody who maybe was patronizing ashleymadison.com, or on the other side, they found out their spouse was patronizing the site?
The first thing I do is I say, well, okay, let's just dial it back. If your spouse cheated, does that mean you want to get divorced? Does it mean you need therapy? Does it mean that you were not getting or not giving something that your spouse needed? And maybe you should first sit down and talk about it. And a lot of times that works.
So in terms of the internet age, what's the diciest part of it in terms of these very tricky issues that you have to deal with every day?
The diciest part of it is explaining to people that somebody reaching out to somebody, or, I'm thinking Facebook versus Ashley Madison are two different avenues.
Right, great
so
to
if you
see
go to
you, look
Facebook,
great, love
right,
you lots.
exactly, high school reunions, you were kissing him on his cheek, what happened after, versus I found out that my spouse is on Ashley Madison. You know, those are two different things. Somebody who's on Ashley Madison and did the checklist as to what type of either sexual things they wanted done, or do they just want to meet someone for conversation, that's a big red flag to the spouse. I have had cases where I represent people who end up getting pregnant, getting people pregnant. That's when it becomes a disaster. And that's when I get involved in child support and situations such as that.
We're not even going to go there because we're out of time. I don't even know that I want to go there, Nancy.
Exactly.
Great
Thank
to talk
you very
to you.
much. Nice
Thanks.
talking to you too.
I'm Rhonda Schaffler for The Street.